Hi everybody, this is Angel Light Paranormal, aka Margaret Miles. Um, this is a different video that I'm going to upload. It's a little bit more towards a family orientated video rather than basically a paranormal video. But you could say that good luck, good luck is part of it. Where do I start? Because I want this to be kind of like a not so longish video, because I know that after about 15 minutes people tend to get bored of people talking. So I'm going to try and make this as quick and as easy as possible. Well, where do I start? Well, first of all, you guys know me as Margaret Miles. You know this channel as Angel Light Paranormal. Most of you that know me as a psychic medium and an angel card reader. And I've been doing that for a good number of years. I've been an angel card reader for almost 25 years, psychic medium for about the same time, maybe 30 years, give and take, because I got my gift when I was about 15, and it was then it started to kind of come to a big strong point where I was able to see things before they happen, predict things, get a vibe on certain things, and then all of a sudden straight away my vibes would be completely correct. They'd be 100% correct. Well, 99% correct, you could say. But yeah, so I thought, right, okay, then I'll use this gift for a good purpose. I don't charge people for angel card readings, and I do not charge for psychic mediumship. Why? Because of the fact that I feel that everybody has a chance to relate to people that have crossed over. And why should you pay somebody to get a direct message from a loved one in heaven? I mean, you don't go to church, and pay to pray. Although most of you, I think some of you do, which is completely, that's your own individual opinion. And your own individual thing that you want to do. But to me, I don't pay to pray. And I feel that if you've got a message there, then it should be given wholeheartedly and without, common money needs. That aside, that's the inside of me. So you're probably wondering why I'm filming out the back. Well, for starters, I live with my best friend, and my best friend's husband goes to work very early in the morning. He has to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he goes to bed pretty early, and the walls are very thin, so if I'm doing a video he can hear talking, and he's a very light sleeper and he'll wake up. So I'm doing this out the back, which is nice. It's kind of getting close to nature as well, and kind of part of what I do as well, an angel card reading. Anyway, getting to the situation, what I wanted to talk about today, now that you know the background of what I do. About 40 years ago, well, say 45 years ago, when I was born, I was adopted by my grandparents when I was 9 months old. For the simple reason is my mother found it very difficult to cope with the first child, and she found it a little bit nerving, and she, instead of kind of like having me to be put up for adoption, she decided to have my grandparents look after me in Ireland. There's more to that story, which is a personal story, which I don't really want to go into, but I want to give you the ins and the outs here, that you should know. So anyway, after living with my grandparents, I moved out of home. I got married. I had a very abusive ex. I divorced. Well, I'm in the middle of a divorce at the moment. I got out about 5 years ago, and I came to live with my best friend, who I met online. She had been a source of encouragement to me, as well as my beautiful daughter. My daughter comes first in everything, but she she was with me the whole time. We used to do things together. We used to get into the car. We used to get away from him. We used to go to our holiday resort and just, dance the night away and just, be happy. And then when I'd come home, I would be subjected to finding like a suicide note at the bottom of the stairs from my ex, stating that he was going to do this, doing that. And I had the police involved. And yeah, it was messy. But my husband returned home. Well, my ex-husband returned home. And it was actually my daughter that had found the suicide note at the bottom of the stairs. And that made her go loopy. It seriously, it just made her go gaga. She wasn't herself after that for a while. Anyway, when he returned home, he went upstairs, went into bed. We hadn't talked for days after it, and I found it kind of difficult to be around. I thought maybe a change house move might help, and we moved then to a place called Macroom in Ireland, and then we were there for about 6 months, and the landlord basically wanted to sell the house, which means we had to leave. He wasn't giving us very much time. He only gave us 6 weeks to move, and it wasn't enough time. By law, it was not enough time. But we up and left. But before we did, we were in distraught. We were here trying to find places to live, and every place that we tried to find was either really expensive or just not the place that we wanted to be or to raise up my daughter Michaela in. Anyway, I basically turned to my best friend, and I was like asking her if she could help me to look for a house in Ireland somewhere that, because she's in the UK. So she basically got on the internet and she was trying, and they were just way too expensive. And she said, Margie, that's what she calls me. My name is Margaret, but she calls me Margie. And she said, I'm going to just turn off my microphone. But she said, I'll be back in a minute. And I said, look, I've got something to do in the kitchen anyway, so I'll go and do that, and I'll come back to you in about 20 minutes, half an hour. She said, that's perfect. So I came back about half an hour, and she had told me that I want you guys to come over and to live with us. And she had talked about it with her husband, and I was so shocked. I was shell-shocked. And I couldn't speak. I was overwhelmed. And I thought, well, I have nowhere else to go. We would have been homeless, put it that way. We would have been homeless. So my best friend took me in. We had travelled. We'd gotten the money together to come over, and we had travelled over to see her. After about a month being in the house, my ex-husband done a lot of damage. He had risen up so many electric bills and never decided to once even pay for the electric. Never even bothered to dip into his pocket and just kind of pay for his keep, even though I had suggested to him. And it was absolutely horrible. Then anyway, if you're probably wondering why I'm looking up at the sky, we had a thunderstorm last night, and any rumblings now, I'm kind of afraid. Anyway, but yeah, getting to the story, he was basically hurting me as well. So we decided, that's it, I have to take him back to Ireland. So I landed him at my mother's doorstep. I know it was bad, but he got a house a few months later. I came back to live with my best friend, and when I came back, my whole life of basic freedom and happiness started. But there was one thing missing, and that was to find my long lost brother. whom, like me, well, I wasn't adopted, but my brother was adopted because my mum found it very difficult again to look after my brother. And I started searching. I don't want to cry. I started searching on different social media platforms to find my brother. And I basically didn't know about Facebook until my daughter told me about Facebook. And she said, I'll sit down with you and we'll search for Matty together. And Matthew, by the way, is his name, but I call him Matty. We searched, and Michaela came up with all different kinds of, Matthews, in the family name. And we were at a lost cause because we couldn't find him. And then I kind of like went to my mom and I asked her, can you please tell me what the name of the adopted people that took Matty, what were their names? So she told me that the adopted people were Smedmores. And so we started searching under Matthew Smedmore. And lo and behold, the person that we found was Matthew. And I knew when I saw him, I knew it was him. Oh God, I knew it was him straight away. So I said to Michaela, we'll have to message him. And I messaged him. And sure enough, the following day, he'd come back with a message to me stating that, because I kind of like told him who my mum's name was and my dad. And he said that his mother was Angela as well. And we finally started talking. We knew that we were brother and sister then. We knew that it was definitely Matthew. Anyway, we started talking on Messenger, and then he said, do you have Skype, sis? And I said, I do. And he said, what's your Skype account? And I'll add you. So we added each other, and we started talking for the very first time on a Saturday. I'll never forget it. And we video chatted each other for quite some time. And then, unfortunately, because of the rules where he lives, he's an independent living. And because of the rules, he's not allowed to have Skype. And that's a cuckoo. That's my text message. But because of his rules, he's not allowed to vid chat after a certain time. So he thought, we'll leave the vid chat and we'll keep on with messaging on Facebook. Anyway, we were messaging for years, and I told Matty that I was living in the UK. Because he knew I was living in Ireland, so so he said, that's brilliant, sis, After weeks of basically, or months and years of talking, I said, I have to search for him. I have to go down and I have to meet my brother. I have to meet my brother. Where he is, there's certain precautions that they have to have, and I understand that. There's security reasons, and I completely understood that. So after everything was done and everything was kind of sorted out on Matty's side, and he had to talk to his team leader, we eventually got a date for to meet, and I get to meet my brother for the very first time next Sunday, the 4th of August. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I just, this is the happiest time of my life, and as well as, giving birth to my daughter, that comes first, and this is the second best thing that's happened to me in my life, meeting my brother for the first time. He rings me and I ring him, so it's quite exciting. I can't wait. So after 39 years, I get to meet my brother for the first time. So it's going to be very, 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 very exciting. So I can't wait. I'm just ecstatic, really ecstatic. So that's the situation I wanted to touch on. Treasure your family, guys, because you don't know what would happen tomorrow. Every day say that you love your family. Even if you've had tiffs with people, or even if your family are, not around you, just please reach out and tell them that you love them, because anything could happen, from now until tomorrow, or even from now until the next second. You just don't know. And I encourage you all to at least tell one member of your family every day that you love them, because I wouldn't be without mine. And I love my family so much. They mean everything to me. So there you go. Anyway, guys, I hope you really like this video, and that it encourages and inspires you to reach out to somebody that you've had an argument with, and even if it's not your fault, that it inspires you just to say sorry, even though it's not your fault, and just to be there for them. Just reach out your hand and just say that you love them, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So if you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up, and please like and subscribe, and make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you're notified if I do any more videos, that you'll get the first off notification. So guys, have a good night. I love you all, and take care, and thank you for watching this. Love you.